Okay, let's unpack this for a second. What if absolutely nothing is actually random? Like what if chaotic events are really just, complex geometric shapes that we just haven't mapped out yet? Today we're doing a deep dive into the Dillon collapse framework, or the DCF.
Right, based on that April 2026 Executive Manifesto and some pretty intense structural analysis documents.
Exactly. And the mission of this deep dive is to look at how this framework claims to, well, completely redefine physics, solve impossible math, and basically break modern encryption.
Yeah, and the strangest part for me is actually where this whole framework comes from. It didn't emerge from some ivory tower physics department. It started with, of all things, commercial data processing.
Wait, really? Like what kind of data processing?
Microsoft spam filters, actually, back in the late 90s.
Hold on.
Yeah.
We are jumping from like 1990s junk email to redefining the laws of physics. How does that even work?
I know, it sounds crazy, but think about what a spam filter actually has to do. Timothy J. Dillon built a system to instantly find a clear, actionable signal buried inside all this chaotic noise, and he had to do it with zero tolerance for lag. He called it deterministic state gating.
Okay, I'll check that.
And then years later, he applied that exact same logic to live sports microbetting with a company called You Call the Play.
Oh, right. Because if you're taking bets on, say, the outcome of a single baseball pitch while the ball is literally still in the air, you can't just rely on historical averages.
Exactly. The financial risk is way too high for that.
You need absolute certainty. So it's like, instead of guessing where a Plinko ship will probably land, this system maps the exact physical geometry of the board to know the outcome instantly. Zero guesswork.
Yeah, they built something called the safe bet overlay to do just that. It forces chaotic physical events into discrete mathematical gates in milliseconds.
Wow. Okay, but how does mapping a baseball pitch break digital encryption?
Well, this is the terrifying leap that DCF makes. If you can geometrically map chaotic sports data to eliminate guessing, they argue you can do the exact same thing to theoretical mathematics.
You mean the P equals NP problem?
Right. The framework claims to definitively resolve P equals NP.
And just for you listening at home, P equals NP is basically the holy grail of math. It asks, if a problem is easy to check, is it also easy to solve? Modern encryption totally relies on the answer being no.
Yeah, 256-bit encryption assumes probabilistic hardness. Basically, the idea that guessing a password takes millions of years because you just have to try every single combination.
But the DCF says otherwise.
Exactly. They use a process called rigidity leak screening. They treat hash functions as geometric projectors, which, collapses those massive search volumes.
Wait, so he just skips the guessing entirely. How?
Think of a password guess not as a word, but as a physical key sliding into a lock. Traditional hacking tries billions of random keys. This framework looks at the mathematical shape of the lock itself.
Oh.
Yeah, it measures the structural roughness of incorrect guesses. If a digital key doesn't mathematically align with the golden ratio, specifically hitting a roughness threshold of 1.618, the system hits a rigidity wall.
Meaning it doesn't even bother testing it. It just throws out millions of wrong keys instantly, collapsing the search time from millions of years down to just minutes.
Right, extracting cryptographic keys in what they call polynomial time.
That is wild. I mean, that structurally exposes global banking, digital security, everything you rely on daily. No wonder the parent company, 206 Innovation, pitched silicon-level hardware defenses directly to the NSA and the U.S. Treasury.
Yeah, they're pushing hardware hash gating to physical containment, basically shutting the gate in sub-millisecond cycles before a geometric attack can even resolve.
Okay, so if digital data isn't random but bounded by geometry, does this apply to the physical universe? Like, does gravity have a shape?
The framework says yes. It introduces curvature variable physics, or CVP. Legacy physics treats space-time as a mostly static background, but CVP replaces that with active predictive curvature.
Because older models suffer from what the documents call geometric blindness, right?
Exactly. Take the NASA Artemis space flights. The moon has hidden massive subsurface concentrations of mass called mascons.
And how does that geometric blindness actually affect us there?
Well, legacy physics ignores the shifting geometric pull of those mascons, creating a 12 meter per second velocity error. It essentially crashes lunar landers because the target keeps moving.
Here's where it gets really interesting, though. Let me challenge that. Doesn't this mess with Einstein's theories? I thought the local speed limit of light was a constant.
It doesn't actually. CVP preserves Einstein's local speed limit. Think of it like a car driving at a constant speed, but the road itself is constantly shifting and bending underneath it.
Oh, I see. So by dynamically mapping those gravitational anomalies as predictive features, CVP drops that lunar targeting error from 12 meters down to under zero point 0.1 meters.
Exactly. Your daily digital trust and the future of Artemis spaceflights are basically being forced to pivot toward this deterministic reality just to survive.
But the framework doesn't stop at math and physics. The sources note they actually pitched this to Pope Leo XIV.
Yeah, applying it to syntropic systems. They model moral attributes like human compassion as literal geometric operators.
Right, mathematical shapes that reduce the adversarial distance between conflicting agents.
Yeah.
And, we're just impartially reporting what the documents say here, definitely not taking sides on the theological stuff, but leaves you with a wild thought to chew on.
It really does.
If every complex system, from cryptographic code to human compassion, is just a predictable geometric shape, does true randomness or even free will actually exist? Or are we all just complex geometries we haven't mapped yet? Something to think about.